pro in 2020. All natural. Looks good all around. 5 beautiful daughters. Great wife. Great friend. Yeah, I think he's getting his. Yeah, did you get your PhD, Kris?
Just finishing it.
PhD.
Amazing, man. All good things.
Amazing guy. All around great guy. He answers the phone every time I call. Could be any time of the day or night. Love that guy.
Appreciate you, Omar.
Ollie, I don't know if you know the other guy. His name is Benquil.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an introduction.
He's our top 10 Olympian, right?
Benquil, I think he got into the top 10 this year because a lot of people weren't there, but he's still in the top 10.
He did it. I was just talking to him like the other day. It was yesterday or the day before. I was like, man, you did it. Now the only way is up.
Hey Ben, give Ali an introduction, Ben, please.
Hey, I'm gonna give Ali the introduction.
He's gonna say he beat me at Pittsburgh.
I'm not about to mention that because I didn't listen. This is how I look at it. I didn't win that show, so I don't want to even claim that. I didn't win that show.
Good.
Corey Morris won that show. That's how I feel. I played ahead of you, but we're not talking about that. Ali, at this point, what are you? You're a 5-time pro champion now, right? Or 6-time?
6, man, 6.
You're at 6. So look, we both at 6. Ali is 6-time pro champion, 3-time Olympian, 2024 Mr. Olympia runner-up, the 2024 Pittsburgh and New York pro champion, and he is the 2022 Arnold UK champion. Ali Bilal.
All good things, bro. Appreciate it, man.
There it is.
And the 2025 Arnold champ soon to be.
Oh man. Hey, I love it. Because Ali doesn't ever talk but listen, this is good.
That's 5 weeks out?
Yeah. It's good for business, man.
Shit, bro.
It's good for business. So Ali, what you said, 200% is a win?
300%.
He done took it up. He done took it up now.
Bet on it, bro. You can bet on it, bro. Because the thing is about men's physique is not only turning to the back, it's a complete package. It's a front. I improved my back like crazy, since the Olympia. And it's not only it's everything counts, man. Your hair, your face, your posing. Bro, it's the whole thing.
Wait, are you saying other guys are bald-headed?
Yeah, bro. Some of them really need to turn around to make it good, to make it up. Bro, you need to win from the front too. Not only you don't only have to turn around all the time, bro. It's like having an ugly girlfriend, bro. You can't finish from the front. She need to turn around,
Kris,
so you can finish the job.
Kris,
Bro, that doesn't work, bro. You need to do it win from the front and from the fucking back.
You gotta be complete.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. Hey,
Facts, bro.
Yeah. So
the thing is, in this game, going up is easy, but once you go back, going back to the top is going very, very hard, bro.
You know what? That's a good way to go into that next part of it, right? You did it. You went up and then went down and then went all the way back up.
Yeah.
That's the
thing. Ali, I want to disagree with you. I love you to death, but I disagree with you because Ryan Terry floated up and down.
No, because he was never the standard, because there was never a weight limit. There was never they never had this thing for men's physique need to look like this. Once they put the weight limit, they change the standard. They're like, okay, this is the new standard.
True.
Now, if he comes, he's never going to go under the top 2, maybe. He's always going to be in that top 2 spot because he is the new standard. There's a weight limit. That's what they want to see.
Ollie, when did you start competing?
When did I text you?
2021.
I wanted to start with you, right?
As an amateur.
Your pro debut is 2021, I believe.
No, when did you start competing as an amateur?
2021. 2017.
Okay, so Ryan Terry's been in the game since 2011. When he started, he was a standard. that to me, I think the world, his physique was the standard. Then it went through a bunch of changes,
But the
and now he's
problem with
on
him
top.
was that the
But
problem with Ryan was he had a very like weak back, you know.
yeah.
So he never like, he could never like, if his back was like a little okay, he got second, third place,
Yeah,
he could win. But then the division like, got better and guys got bigger and bigger and bigger each time.
yeah,
But he stayed the same.
right.
If you look at his picture from 2012 to now, it's
Hmm.
almost like potato, like
Of course,
it's almost the same. Only the back got a little bit
and
better.
he
So not
improved.
a little bit like crazy,
Yeah,
but he stayed the same size
yeah.
almost.
No, I agree with you. I think when in terms of what's going on now, I think you're probably talking about Aaron Banks, right?
Yeah, bro, I respect that guy a lot. I respect every fucking person who works hard, who died, who go to a show, because I know how hard it is, to prep. It takes a lot, it takes a lot from you, you can't be with your family. It's a lot of sacrifices. So every person who go to that stage goes through the same shit.
Hmm.
So we need to respect each other,
Right.
like never mention a name. I've never mentioned anyone's name like, hey, I'm gonna beat this guy. I'm like, I go backstage to every athlete, I respect them, because I was a huge fan of Ryan Terry, man. I used to have his pictures on my Facebook profile,
Hmm.
and I told him that, like every time we meet, I take a selfie with him because I'm still his fan.
Right.
So that doesn't like, now I'm competing with him doesn't make any difference.
Right.
So, but I'm never like talked about anyone down in the division because I know everyone work hard. This is not like UFC. You go and you punch someone hard and you win. You run faster, you win. Bro, you need to take your pants off, your clothes off, and need to go there on stage and smile. If the judges don't like your smile, you don't win, right? So why like all this cockiness and all this bullshit talk and all these things? It doesn't matter.
Right.
So what
I
does
mean,
matter to you in this
Hard
game, in this
work,
sport?
bro.
Like
Go hard work,
life,
hard work, hard work. Improve. Come back on stage. It's all gonna show up. Like you cannot just sit back and just like talk, and then come on stage. Oh, I was at my 85%. I was at 89%. I was 92%. Bro, why were you not at 100%? Who kept you back? Like, why don't you come 100%? Like, who's holding you back? No one, right?
right.
If I come, I lose. I'm not gonna say I was 95% or 97% and this happened and that happened. If something happened, back up like Diego did. He
Hmm.
didn't compete because he was not 100%. Imagine he lost, he would have to post the next day. I was at 85% and I was this and I was that, bro. Then don't compete if you're not 100%.
I like that.
Man, so you think that for such a major show, it's okay to just say, you know what, I'm not gonna do it because I'm not at my best.
Bro, but the thing is, you don't get invitation a week before. You choose the show, bro.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
20 weeks out. You are like 20, 30 weeks out when you
Right.
choose the show. Look at me, bro. I'm all ready to go. Like, you need to be ready. You need to be ready, bro. Like, it. Like 20 weeks, 3, 4 months before you're gonna do the show. If you cannot get ready, don't
so
decide to do a show. Decide a
when you
show end of the
when
year.
you step on that stage, all the people watching can know that you are at 100%.
Of course, that's the thing. You need to go 100% because otherwise you say like, "Oh, I was not at my 100% and he was at 100. If I was at 100, I could have beaten, bro. Like, why don't you come 100?
You
This
know
is not
what?
to
Hey,
any. This is not
hey,
to one
Ali.
person. This is like to everyone. Like, if you come on stage, come 100%.
Ali, I like how you said that I don't talk like I'm gonna beat someone. You say you pretty much stay in your lane. You focus on you, right?
Bro, yeah, exactly, bro.
As a friend of yours, I can sense that some things are bothering you. I think what is being told online and through social media. I mean, don't change you. Focus on you. Continue doing what you do. Don't let the shit bother you. Even though we're human beings, it's kind of like it's affecting you. I'm not saying it's gonna say it's bothering you, but
No,
I'm saying it's just
it doesn't affect me
annoying.
mentally, bro.
It's
It just
annoying,
it's annoying, it's kind of annoying. It's not gonna affect my shape, bro. I'm not gonna say I was 85% because someone said this and that. I'm gonna come 100%. Doesn't matter who said
And
what.
that's a great
But it's just like,
that's a great thing about you is because Yeah, you had a rough Olympia prior, but you came back and you didn't say shit. People counted you out. You didn't even count you in, and you came
Bro,
up, showed up, and then not
exactly.
after that, you took second. You're like, fuck it, whatever. I'm still going for the next one, right?
The
I
thing is,
appreciate that.
when I decided to do Pittsburgh again, the year before I got fifth at Pittsburgh, right? And I decided to do Pittsburgh again. There was a show 1 week before Pittsburgh in Poland, and the week after in Spain. And like everyone was telling me, why wouldn't you not go compete in Europe and get your qualification, and then afterwards decide have a show? I'm like, listen, if I can't win Pittsburgh, there's no point in competing, right? Because whoever wins Pittsburgh, if I qualify, I need to stand with him at the Olympia. So it doesn't really make sense to like back up from big shows and not do the biggest shows. So
Are
that's
you
why I went back to Pittsburgh, and I was like, even if I get third, it's a win for me because I was fifth last time, you know?
Hmm.
Ali? For you, is it just like every show? Is it just about winning that show, or does beating certain athletes mean more to you than others?
No, I don't care about beat. I swear to God, I thought until yesterday, I thought Ben was doing the Arnold. I didn't even look at the list. Didn't I
He's not
ask you, Ben,
lying.
if you were doing the
He's not
Arnold?
lying. Yeah, he's not lying.
All right.
No, I asked him yesterday if he was doing the Arnold. I thought he was doing the Arnold. I didn't even look at the list. I don't care. I focus on myself, you know?
So
Because the thing is, I think, Diego is better than me. You know why? Because I didn't beat him until now. I know that, you know? As long as you don't beat a person, he's better than you. Ryan is better than me because I didn't beat him. Everyone else talking shit, I don't like that.
Well,
It's as
so,
again,
simple as that. You cannot
so if
say like you were good in
you're not
2000, this and
stop.
that, you know?
If you're like so,
people that
like
talk.
oh, go ahead. Oh,
Go ahead, Chris.
I was
No,
gonna
I'm
say
saying
if
people
you're
that talk shit. I always like how they say people that you're doing better than. Well, hmm, people that are doing more or better than you won't talk about you. You get what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And
Like,
and
bro.
when you say I don't like when people talk shit or bad, you can't control that. That's why when you sit, it's annoying, but it also is kind of fuel and motivation. You know what I'm saying?
For me, bro, I have the same plan. Like I'm not going to change my plan for anyone. Even if Ryan is showing up, I'm not going to change my, you know, my kind of the way I eat, the way I carb up. I'm not going to change it for anyone. For me, it's like I'm going on stage alone. I need to show my best. My goal is to improve from the Olympia. That's my main goal.
Hmm.
Like, I really want to come better to each show because this is bodybuilding. You get the time, you get all these 4 or 5 months, and if you can't come better than the last show, you haven't done anything.
No, that's
And that's the
great.
reason
A
I'm
question,
already, I'm
Ali, is
already.
how do you feel being like the next in line to winning the Olympia? How does it feel, man? Like, how does it feel to be set the runner up? So, honestly,
I really don't care. To be honest, I really, really don't care. My goal is the Arnold, the Pittsburgh, the New York, and Olympia comes after that,
so the
and we're gonna
Olympia,
see.
that's done. That's
Ah,
done, right?
it's not. It's like when I'm like 10 weeks out for the Olympia. Think about the Olympia. Even though I'm qualified, I just thought like, why not? I just love to compete, and I just do it for the sport, man. I've never like gotten anything out of it. I didn't even had a sponsor until last year. Like I spent all my money myself. After I won Pittsburgh, New York, I got all the brands.
That's
Until
dope.
then, I spent all my own money. I went to Pittsburgh, New York, not because I wanted something out of the sport. I never thought I'm going to get the fan following. I never thought I'm going to get all this, brands and everything. I just did it because I just love to compete, man.
See, that's a dope story right there. That's a dope backstory. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Somebody had a question about the being fun. What was it, Ben? You pinned it for a second.
Yeah, Jeffrey Darko asked you a question, Omar. Maybe he can repeat the question. He was asking a question about do you think it's fun with certain athletes, I guess, go against each other? Like, does it make it more fun?
Okay.
Um,
yeah,
me personally, while we're speaking on that topic, I actually like the little back and forth, the chatter. To be quite honest with you, I haven't really seen too much disrespect leading up to this show. Obviously, you got champions who are confident in themselves and they just, backing themselves up. Ali is confident in himself. You got Aaron who's confident in himself, and these are two people who are now big personalities in this sport. the sport of bodybuilding, and so it's good, it's entertaining, it's good for the men's physique division, and I think it's healthy. I don't see it turning into too much disrespect. You know, at the end of the day, they're only talking about physiques and on stage against each other. It's not going personal, so I actually like the little build up with it.
I think for me, fun is when you see great people doing good. Like for to see Ali do really well and succeed, even for yourself, Ben, to crack the top 10. For me personally, I guess I'm in a different place compared to everyone else. Because I know you guys. I know Ryan. I know where he came from. Ali, right? Even Kris, even Ben. Like I have a different relationship. But to answer that question to Jeff is like, I like to see people succeed, and I like to see shit talkers lose. To me, it's funny and fun. I'm just in a different place. But for other people who are really into it, when they see their fans win, yeah, it's fun. When you see a lot of people, like back in the early '90s, when Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray, Gunther, all these guys competed at a local show, not local, at a pro show.
Yeah,
That's fun. But when you see one guy dominate everyone, two Olympians show up, to me that's weak. I mean, if you're a pro bodybuilder, show up, and you guys should all be like thrown into a show like that. To me, is dope. That's like they had the British Grand Prix, they had the San Francisco Pro. Hella fucking Olympians showed up to do a single show. That would
yeah.
be fun for the fans, for the competitors. It'd just be great overall for the sport if a lot of Olympians competed at the same show, 5 or more.
Yep, and I think that's what we'll get with the Pittsburgh Pro this year. You know, which is
Yeah,
where it's
but
supposed to be.
that'd be great for every fucking show. You know
It,
what I'm
it
saying?
would be.
It would
I think behind
be because go
because
ahead,
like
Kris.
competing pros like Ben, me person, like we get online, talk. I've seen you on stage and you're in your zone. Off that stage, you legit one of the coolest people to be around. Like just talking to you, knowing you one of the coolest, and most of the pros are like that. So when you're talking about the fun aspect of it, I think that side of it is cool because it's like a huge community. What we see sometimes online, because a lot of those guys I don't know personally when you hear them talking, but I would say as a fan of the sport, every sport needs a villain at some point in time. Every sport. So when you're talking about the talking and the back and forth, I get what you're saying, Ali. Like sometimes it seems unnecessary, but Ben, to your point, I think every sport does, because when someone gets to talking and running their mouth about somebody else, and then this other person, like you do want to see those two people go head
Yes,
to
I agree. I'll just say this.
Now, but the thing,
I just wouldn't use the word villain though.
yeah.
You can have two different personalities, and some people may like this person, some people may like this, some people may like both, but they're different. I'm not gonna call anyone a
You
villain.
could
You know,
call
you're
us,
talking
call
about.
him a fucking asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
But the
think
thing
villain.
is, if you
I think
wanna
villain
if you wanna
fair.
stay
I
relevant, if you wanna stay relevant, and you wanna make the hype, you're losing it, but still you just wanna stay relevant. You wanna stay in the hype. Talk, it's okay, but don't mention like a specific person. Then you're really like choosing one specific person and saying I'm better than this. And if you are, that's okay. Then you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. Like Diego can say that. Until after the Arnold. If I beat him, then he's not. Then he cannot say that. But if he beat me at the Arnold, then he can keep saying it until I meet him next time.
Yeah.
so,
I respect
so
that. No problem. If you
I
beat me,
guess
you
I'm
can
out
say
of the
whatever
loop.
you want. You
Uh,
know.
Hey,
But
be fair. To
Has
be
Diago been
no,
saying stuff, Ollie?
no. I just want to
Oh,
say
no, no, no,
to
no.
be fair.
Diego's a
oh,
To be
great guy.
fair,
I'm just saying
I know.
because I
So
didn't
look, to
compete
be
with
fair,
him.
yeah. So
yeah.
to be fair, it was an interview, and what people seen floating around the internet, what quickly spread was just a snippet of it.
Now, of
He was asked.
course, yeah. They always
He was
show like
he
a
was
little
asked
bit
a
of it.
question. Exactly. He was asked a question about Ali, and then his response got clipped, and that's the only sound bite that you hear.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you hear, and so that just immediately got spread across the internet, and it's
I
like,
had
man,
the thing is, I
That's all. Hey,
had
that's
I
all
had
it takes,
interview with
though.
the same channel. I had interview with the same channel before
yeah,
him. Like 2 weeks before him. They asked me about Ryan. They asked me about Ebanks. I said I respect all of them. They're all great athletes. You cannot be at the top. You cannot be an Olympian if you're not good enough. So that's all you can say, man. Like, there's no need to like mention one specific person and say like you better in this and this and this. You know, like don't need to like say I'm better than him. That's good, but not say like structure wise, this why, that's why. Then why didn't the judges not give it to you if you're good in all these things? Like,
Yeah.
like
So
the
then,
judges didn't thought
so
so. I think
what is?
that's the thing, you know.
Curious to know your mentality going into a show because like you have one of the most interesting takes I've heard. You seem so self-focused when you go into a show. So knowing that you don't like the I'm better than this person, I'm better than that person approach, what is your method to attacking a show full out, you know, without having that mentality that, yeah, I do believe him. I do think I'm better than this person. Like, how do you go about it?
I really don't care who's better than me and who's like, I really, really don't care. I swear to God. I got second at the Olympia. I didn't even told my wife I beat this guy, I beat that guy. I don't care who I beat. My goal is to win the gold medal at the Olympia. That's the only goal I have. I don't count the people and the names like I'm gonna beat Ryan and I'm gonna beat this guy and that guy. I didn't sit there and I said, oh, I beat Ben, I beat this guy, and I beat that guy, and I beat this guy. You know, I don't sit and count the names, right?
So,
Your goal is to win the show.
right.
Now
But
you win the show. When you win the show, all what it matters is, you know, what you do for the fans and what you do for
you don't,
yourself.
Yeah, bro, I
but you
feel that.
don't think it holds any weight at all to beat someone who's won the Olympia maybe 4 times, beat someone who's won it back to back. You don't think that holds any weight to beat, like to
I don't.
dethrone
No,
someone?
I really,
not
really,
really.
to be
I'll even
honest,
speak on that too. I don't think that holds any weight either. You know, because you could just have a guy that shows up off on one day, cool.
exactly,
All that matters is who wins at the end of the day. Like, you know, listen,
exactly,
to
and
get in, you know, for me, like getting into the top 10, it's a huge
it's a
accomplishment. Okay, it's a milestone, and
crazy
this is
thing,
something.
man.
This is something that I wanted to do, but it's like now I'm looking like, okay, how do I get better from here, and how do I move up? I'm not focused on who I finished ahead of, or I'm just worried about trying to get to the
Yeah.
point where I'm
No,
winning. That's
no.
it.
Exactly.
I
Uh,
think
don't,
it's
don't get
in
me wrong. I'm not saying winning is not the objective. What I'm saying is I think it is dope when you dethrone someone who's been
It's
dominant. So like the Chiefs.
not dethroning them if you don't win the show, though.
But
Understand that.
that's what I mean. What I'm saying is like the Chiefs if the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl,
Can
if somebody from the NFC beats them, doesn't that mean a little bit knowing that they're
let me
going for a three-peat? Like you just
let me be.
dethroned a dynasty.
Can
That's pretty
I
dope.
say something very, very honest, and I mean it. I swear, like on everything. You know, when I was called for the top two at the Olympia, okay, I swear to God, the moment I stood there, I was like, I hope I don't win this year. I swear to God, you know, I'm not lying. I said, I hope it's not me this year because I wasn't ready to win such a big title. And like, you know, because it comes to your head like, oh shit, it's a huge responsibility because you don't just want to win a title when you're not ready for it. A title means a lot, man. It's a huge like thing. We have thousands of athletes and you become the leader of the whole thing. You need to like the whole year after, people look up to you. You know, they see you as a standard. So you need to behave on stage, off stage, social media. You cannot just go sit and shit talk about everyone and say you are the best. You don't need to do this. Man, I wasn't ready mentally. And I was like, I swear to God, I was like, I hope I don't win this year. So when I come back next year, I will be more ready to get the title. And that really like it didn't came to my head until they called me for the top two. When they were announcing it, I prayed to him. I was like, I hope it's not me because I wasn't ready to have such a big responsibility because winning the title is one thing and, you know, holding it and, you know, being a, yeah, you know,
You
like,
carry the torch as the
yeah.
ambassador for the division
Yeah,
is what you're
that's
doing.
a big thing because there is like, if you see local shows, if you see all the men's physique athletes, I'm in Qatar right now. When I go to the gym, there's like hundreds of these guys. They come to me, they're like, oh man, you know, you are a great athlete. I look up to you. These things, that it means a lot, man. It's not, you don't do it for yourself anymore when you get to this level. You do it for the
I
people who look up to you.
That's dope.
Ali, Chris, Ben, I think this interview right here just goes to show that everyone's different
Yeah.
at every level
Absolutely.
as far as pros go. Because I know for sure Ben will be like, yeah, I beat this guy. And Ali's like, I don't even fucking know who I beat. I don't care because I'm thinking about the next prize. And Ali, I hear you. You're like, I'm not ready for this shit. I hope I don't win. I understand that too. But then you know, so it goes to show like everyone's got a different mindset. And that's not spoken about much in the league because a lot of people speak too much. And you got people that don't speak at all who are doing really well.
You need
So,
you need to speak sometime just to like speak. When you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. That's what I always think. But like you need to say things because there's so many. If you're like Ryan Terry, he's a two-time champion. Everyone who starts men's physique who think about competing in men's physique look up to Ryan Terry, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like the top of the top, and he's the goal for everyone. So you need to be like when they go to your account, when they look for you, like, hey, who is Ryan Terry? You need to be that positive person that give the good energy, like, hey, this is the good sport you're choosing, like, right? So you don't feel like, the ambassador for the sport is very important, like who you are. You cannot
yeah,
just like,
and
win the show and then just have the title and, don't do anything with it.
right, and he doesn't. Ryan Terry never engaged in all the years he's
Hey,
been in
well,
the sport.
listen, you know what? The person who was, probably the biggest influence for the men's physique division, and you know what? He wasn't the most liked though, was Jeremy Buendia, but he carried that torch for the men's physique division.
And
And you
it was
you either
heavy on
hate them,
him. It
you
was
either hated
heavy on
them or you loved them. But man, when he was the champion, it was exciting. People were tuned in. And you know what? That's what it was. You either hate or love him. He had a lot of people that didn't like him, but man, like that's what you loved though was the entertainment aspect of it. Because at the end of the day, this is a professional sport, and it's an entertainment business. So with a business like this, everybody can't be the nice
Yeah.
guy. Everybody can't just, oh, let's all just get along. Like you need the people who are gonna stir up the pot a little bit. You need the people that are gonna be more outspoken. You need the personalities. You need the
But
Aaron
bro,
Banks. You need the
who
Jeremy Buendias. You need the Andre Ferguson. You need the George Browns.
But
You
but
need
who
the
get
Ryan Terrys. You
hurts?
need
Who get
everybody, bro.
hurt when you lose? Who get hurt? That person who's talking shit, not the one that is not. Because
Not all
we
of them.
see
Not
the
all of them.
show.
hold on, but that is
No,
my question. That's my question. My question to that, to what you said, Ben, with that, with meeting those people and those individuals, then so for me, it's like, what does it mean to have that type of what does it mean to have that type of person in the sport? And you have, and it's all online opinions and whatever videos, and you hear everybody's perspectives. People have their podcasts and stuff, but when you hear lots of things on social media when it comes to this sport about the person who's leading it, and the fans are saying like, I can't look at this person as an ambassador, or this person's not a good representative. What does it mean from your guys' perspective, you guys as deep in the game as you guys are? What does it mean when whoever is at the top is not viewed as somebody the fans respect in the sport? Does it not
Yeah,
matter, or how do you guys look at it?
it doesn't matter, yo. At the end of the day, like who a fan respects or they don't respect. At the end of the day, are they tuning in? Are they paying attention?
So then,
Are tickets being sold? It's a business at the end of the day. Don't forget that.
so then, how's that different than when I said somebody has to? I know you didn't like the word, but when I said,
I just don't like that word. Like I said, you see, I use the word like, yo, it's different
yeah,
personalities. People got different roles, but everybody can't be the nice guy though.
yeah.
Ali has his role. He's really good at it. Ryan Terry has his role. He's really good at it. Everybody has a different role, man. Brandon Hendrickson, he has his role. But listen, Brandon's not a very outspoken person. He doesn't talk a lot. But people look at Brandon for motivation and inspiration just because he's just simply a really good champion. And you look at the way he works. And so Brandon is one of these guys that you look at him just as how does he operate? How does he move around? He
So
doesn't
if it's
talk
not,
right at all, but he's a really good bodybuilder, and so you're gonna look at him to learn how to be a really good bodybuilder,
Hey,
so if,
real
a
quick.
really
Hey,
good
real
champion.
quick. Sorry, real quick, Ben. When you said the sport needs it, what do you mean by that, though?
yeah,
You need it for, like I said, it's you gotta have
I don't.
something that creates entertainment.
I don't
You
think.
can't just have.
I don't think it needs it because is there funk in any other division?
I said that the sport needs an Andre Ferguson. It needs an Aaron Banks. It needs Ali. It needs all of these components in order for it to elevate the division and to push it
Oh, I
forward.
thought you were. But
Jeremy Buendia took that and he ran with it.
but I
Andre
thought. I
Ferguson
think.
played his part throughout all of it, even though he never won an Olympia title. He's been a major contribution. Andre Ferguson. He's the reason why a lot of people like me and Kris Estrada compete.
No,
Okay, so we
no.
don't call it what
Okay,
it is.
I
Like
got. I think when you mentioned Brandon, E. Banks, Andre, those are outspoken people.
Brandon's not outspoken. Nobody. I don't think anybody's gonna call Brandon outspoken.
There was drama between them before.
Yeah, there was. That was a long time ago.
But I'm saying when you say they need, that's a kind of a
Hey,
blanket statement.
at that time, Omar, guess what? Viewership was high, wasn't
But
it?
I'm
People was
saying,
tuned in.
does the sport need people to have drama?
You know, you don't need drama for you to have different personalities and different people that are just
Okay,
outspoken and show
so that you're
confidence in
saying
different
just this
ways.
sport
I
needs
never said
people with
drama.
personality.
You see, I never said the word drama, but I said you need these different personalities in order to sell this
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a business.
I mean, personally, I don't care for any drama, any people talking like Ali said.
I'm with you on that. No
It's
drama
not a
and no
good look.
disrespect.
It's
No
not a
drama,
good
no
look.
disrespect. But I'm always down for friendly trash talking or healthy trash talking. But as long as it's not taking it to a point of personal disrespect, man,
Yeah.
that's what sports is
And when
at,
people call
at any
out, when they
level.
call out names and all that, it's like, okay, whatever. Ali, like when people call you out or they say I'm better than you, this for me, if I was in your position, I'd be like, okay, whatever. I'll see you at the next one.
Exactly. That's what I said, to myself. But it's hard sometimes, especially when you're that low, at the end of the prep. And people like honestly, like at 4 weeks out, I don't even use Instagram anymore. Just like for, like 10 minutes a day. That's the thing, Then I don't really care who's talking what. So
Ali,
yeah.
Ali, you said that you were on stage and you were saying, I hope I don't win it this year because you said you weren't mentally prepared. Do you feel you are now mentally prepared to win it this year? And if so, what has changed?
Good question.
Oh, it's a bit early to say that, but let's see how I do it at the Arnold, Pittsburgh, and New York. If I can win all these shows, when I win all these shows, I think I'm gonna be prepared, just to like, show to everyone that was not luck, because a lot of people might think, okay, 1 year he had a good year because the year before was a disaster. So people always compare, like the year before and last year, because you cannot say like, hey, you're the best in the world because you had only like one good year, right? So if I can confirm that this year I have good three shows, Arnold, Pittsburgh, New York, then I think I'm good. Like if I would have won it last year, it would be like, okay, he won Pittsburgh, New York, and he won the Olympia. So the key is to go and do Pittsburgh and New York, and you can win the Olympia. So I think it's good to like, like confirm that and do it again. Once you can do it again, you can repeat it. Then it feels more like you have earned it.
You're super humble, bro.
Yes.
You are super
That's
humble, but
the
it's
goal.
inspiring, and I wish a lot of people can hear this because they don't. I mean, shit. I mean, man, it's hard to say because when you're number two in the world, you could talk however the fuck you want, but you're talking like this, and I wish
Uh,
all the other pros heard this. You know what I'm saying?
but the thing is, I swear to God, I don't do it for Instagram. I don't do it for people. I don't do it for like, for any athlete. I don't do it to like show to anyone that I'm better than them. You like I do it for myself and for my country, for my people, because there's so many people. We in my country, we've been having war for like 100 years now.
Where were you?
And
What country do you represent?
Afghanistan. So we've been having war for 100 years, man. Like always Russia before, USA afterwards. It's always something. We don't have like any crazy good sports. We don't have good international athletes. So for them being a pro athlete, me being Olympian, it's a big thing, man. It's like a huge responsibility for me. And I was like the day after I won Pittsburgh and New York, I was on the national TV back home. Guys flew from Afghanistan to come to Denmark to interview me, from the TV. So for them, it's a big thing. For me, it's no more like about me and my ego and how I feel and if I'm hungry and if I'm tired. Oh, do I need a refeed? Am I tired? Can I do my cardio? I don't think like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I do it. I have a bigger purpose. I do it for my people. If I can put a smile on people that have been going through a war like for 100 years, that's a big thing. That's a big achievement for me.
That's dope,
Well,
man.
So,
I'm kind of
Humble,
curious with
humble
you.
champion.
I'm kind of curious with you, Ben, because you being an Olympian as well. When you hear someone you compete against speaking this way about how they approach their competitions. How does that differ from how you approach yours?
No, it doesn't impact me whatsoever how somebody else thinks or how they feels. For me, I'm just working. I know. For me, I know. I'm just working on me. That's it. I'm working to reach my best. That's all. At the end of the day, I want to win. I want to beat everybody in front of me. So I'm not. I'm not just playing in the sand right now. I'm working. I'm taking time off right now for a reason. And when I come back, I'm ready for everybody. So that's it.
Hey,
I'm a
hey,
competitor. You can't ask me a question. I'm a competitor. I'm just ready to compete, but I'm working. That's it.
Yeah.
I always show up to compete.
all right, me being the coach here, not a pro. Ben, in your career, since the time you started, who were your three biggest inspirations? Coach, old bodybuilder, current men's physique guy. Three important figures in bodybuilding that motivated you to do what you needed to do to get where you're at today.
Brandon Hendrickson, definitely Ryan Benson, and I'd say you, Omar. Brandon, because he was actually the reason why I actually started competing. I randomly met him at a show in Indiana. They had Brandon guest posing, doing classic physique poses on stage. It was 2016, I think. It was after the year he won the Arnold Classic. It was that same year, and he was guest posing, and I just like, well, who is this dude? That was my first bodybuilding show that I went to, by the way, mind you. And everybody's like, yo, why don't you compete? Why aren't you doing this? And I was like, heck nah, these dudes are gay. I'm seeing all these guys in little thongs and stuff. But I talked to Brandon.
I gotta go do cardio, man.
All
Morning.
right,
Ali,
Ollie.
yo, go ahead, get to it, brother. Hey, I seen Brandon, man.
Bye, bro.
Yo, I chopped it
Ciao.
up with him, and he's like, yeah, you should do it. It's really easy. He's telling me what I should work on. And a year and a half later, I did my first show. But I just kept thinking about all the things that he was telling me because I was coaching myself. And then obviously getting with my coach, Ryan Benson, that was huge for me. He's produced a lot of champions, Olympians. And then I was able to learn from you. But, the part with you is the guys that I looked up to who was also Lucky Libra and Raymond Edmonds, right? I looked up to Andre and Ray. Andre was one of the first pros that I actually got to train with. And so training with him, I was like, damn, he's training on a different level, way different than me. But it was like the focus and attention and the intensity to it. And I was like, okay, I'm not doing enough. And so that was big for me. Then seeing Ray up there, this tall guy, and the way he was posing and moving around, but it was his stage presence, that was always inspiring to me. And I was like, I want to be just like that. That's literally what I said. And so you were the mastermind behind those guys and their run. And I was like, yo, these dudes are doing it. And y'all brought swag to it. I'm just looking at the way y'all moved and how y'all showing up to shows. It's Team Ventura. They got the shoes, the matching shoes and shirts and everything else. I'm like, man, these guys are doing it. So I wanted to be a coach on that level like you, Omar. I wanted to be a coach on the level like Ryan Benson. But then I wanted to be a competitor and succeed at the level of all those champions. So that's what it was for me.
Ben,
Crazy.
yeah.